Alright, listen up, you guys love Supra, and in today's video we're going to look at their latest news and updates. Now let's call this new series Supra Talks, and if you're into finding the next big thing before everyone else, stick around because this is going to be worth your time. Supra is a layer 1 blockchain platform that integrates Oracle's verifiable randomness, automation and cross-chain communication with its infrastructure. Now, since its inception more than 5 years ago, Supra has been developed by a team of blockchain experts and cryptography researchers with a clear vision to create an all-in-one blockchain solution that combines oracles, bridges and decentralized applications within its layer 1 infrastructure. Supra is one of those projects that feels like it's been built with a clear purpose, solving a lot of the issues we've seen in blockchains over the years. Instead of doing just one thing well, they've decided to tackle several key challenges at once, which is what makes them stand out. Now, for starters, everything you need to build or run a decentralized app is baked right into their system. They didn't just build a blockchain, they built a platform that combines oracles, randomness for things like lotteries or fair games, automation and cross-chain communication all in one place. Normally, you'd have to piece together third-party services for this, which can get a bit messy. Now, Supra takes away that complexity, which makes things faster and more secure. One of the coolest features is something they call Supra containers. Now, basically, it's like giving developers their own little blockchain ecosystem within the main network. It's customizable, so you can design it to fit your project's needs while still being connected to the larger system. It's sort of like having a private room in a big house, but you still share the kitchen and living room. Now, this makes it easier for developers to focus on what they want to build without worrying about compatibility or scalability issues. Another thing that makes Supra unique is how flexible it is when it comes to coding. It supports multiple virtual machines, so if you're used to working with Ethereum's programming or you're experimenting with newer ones like Move, you're covered. It's like being handed a toolbox where every tool works no matter the job. And then there's the performance. Supra is incredibly fast with like 500,000 transactions per second, and it finalizes those transactions in less than a second. Now, for perspective, that's the kind of speed and efficiency you'd expect from a top-tier traditional financial system and not something decentralized. The first bridge on Supra now has their public testnet. It's called DEXLIN Labs. This is a liquid swap style DEX that brings automatically adjusting reserves and prices, facilitating continuous liquidity and optimal trading. This bridge brings you effortless swaps across Supra and Ethereum, secure transactions designed for a flawless experience, and the freedom to move assets across chains. Now, before we go to the rest of the updates, I need you to keep in mind that I'm not a registered financial advisor. My videos are meant to be educational and entertaining only. Always do your own research and only invest money you're willing to lose, because even though you can gain a lot in crypto, you will most likely lose it all. Now, if you do gain a lot, it's very important to stay safe, and I've put links in the description to VPNs and hardware wallets to keep your crypto and activities secure. Now, be sure to check those out. Also, be sure to check us out on Twitter and Telegram because I share my alpha there much quicker than I do on this YouTube channel. Now, if you're a creator like me, then it might be cool to check out their Supra Creator Fund. They have posted a challenge asking for creators to make a parody of the "What's Up Budweiser" commercial. Now, the challenge is to give it a sub twist. Your efforts won't go unnoticed because if you end up in first place, you'll bank $5,000 worth of Supra. The second place gets $3,000 worth of Supra, and third place gets $2,000 worth of Supra. Now, make sure to use the right tags and hashtags and to send it in your entries before January 20th. And now, even though the deadline for this next update has already passed, I couldn't leave it out of this video. And the reason is simple. I wanted to show you guys the extreme hype around Supra. More than 700 builders from more than 10 countries have entered the Supra Hackathon. It's their chance to build on Supra L1 Move VM mainnet for $15,000 in bounties. Now, if you've been with me for a while now, you've seen me cover the Allevium Hackathon before, and events like these can come up with amazing projects for an ecosystem. So I'm very hyped to see there is such enthusiasm to build on Move VM. And a while ago, I also saw this tweet by 0xBreak Guy, where he stated his takeaways on an article. Now, one of the co-founders of Supra, Joshua Topkin, followed up on that tweet. Now, one of the things he responded to was the statement that Supra uses Solana's approach of designating state ahead of time. Now, he explained that this isn't quite the case. Solana Sui's approach is to explicitly indicate which account you'll be touching in a transaction, and then including this information in the transaction payload itself. This can often blow transaction sizes to 3x, and since bandwidth is such a huge bottleneck for blockchains, it dampens the max transactions that payloads can carry. Supra is actually exploring the following for parallel execution. Now in short, parallel execution on the network level alone, so execution sharding across clans, brings huge added capacity. Additionally, parallel execution strategies across cores and threads via access specification and STM techniques may yield the state of the art, which Supra is constantly interested in to pursue. Now, I highly encourage you to read the whole thread to have a better understanding of what I'm saying. And before we end this video, I wanted to address some statistics. Supra mainnet generates 155 gigabytes worth of price feed data a day via their Oracle product, tracking 540 plus data pairs. And they have close to 30 terabytes of data stored in their data lake already since their alpha mainnet launch. Now over time, they expect this data to become more valuable. They're likely to provide access to this data for Supra tokens and may also train AI models on this data and enable an API to power AI DeFi agents. As someone asked if the revenue generated by oracles for other ecosystems will be paid in Supra, and Joshua answered that they will be paid in Supra eventually. As their competitors turn their fees on, they can keep their service free for longer to gain more adoption. And then governance can turn fees on, while likely still keeping their fees lower than their competitors. Because it's important to know that the main revenue model of Supra isn't Oracle data feeds. Now that's it for now. Subscribe for the next Supra Talks, and I'll see you guys next time.